Welcome. My name is Dr. Jackie Marquette. When you invest in creating an optimistic view of your son or daughter's life, you are investing in emotional stability and preventing crisis. We should all care about what happens to children when they grow up to be a teen and then a young adult. We don't talk enough about this, and we don't think enough about what they need to live their lives. Well, here is an illustration about a young adult named Ron. The 2 years after high school ended, there was very few resources that would connect him to the community, that would get him out of the house and doing something that was fulfilling. Ron's typical day was excessively involved with changing the TV channels and turning the lights on and off. His mother was deeply concerned and worried about him. The things he used to do, he could no longer do. For instance, she was unable to take him to the grocery store for fear that he would spend excessive time arranging the items that were on the grocery shelves. She felt that he was headed for a real crisis, and she feared for his safety. She was determined to find the help and support that Ron needed. Ron's life began to change when Joseph came into the picture. Joseph is a community coach, and he took Ron out into different settings, for instance, at the YMCA to do exercise. He took him to stores to do shopping for clothing and personal items, and he took him out to eat. There was a consistent structure of this type of activity that occurred over the months. And Ron began to look forward to Joseph coming by and taking him out on these outings. Eventually, Ron began to show willingness and the stability that connected him to other people and other activities that he really enjoyed. For instance, he is doing horseback riding therapy now. He enjoys listening to his favorite band at a local coffee shop, and he's being connected to others. Surprisingly, Ron's obsessive-compulsive behaviors have diminished, and his capability levels have increased toward being adaptive toward these different settings and different people. Well, the truth is, the quality of life for people with autism and other disabilities is a social and political issue. The emotional well-being of your son must be considered. Emotional well-being is not the absence of distress or disease. It is something positive to live for. It's about feeling safe and being comfortable, and it involves being accepted. We must better understand how individualized supports can alleviate a person's challenges. It requires that we have a shift in thinking toward the value of these necessary supports. And the truth is, we all play a part in investing in creating an optimistic view for youth with ASD. And this may be your teen that we're talking about. It may be your young adult. It could be your brother, your sister, your nephew, your student, your client, or your next door neighbor. Or it could be a church member who has children with autism. Take action now. You are the one who knows your son's personal needs and his strengths and the activities that he might enjoy. You can be a counterforce to a crisis forming off in the distance. Today, find ways to create an optimistic view for your daughter or your son that will impact his emotional well-being and quality of life.